And it must be disappointed to come here again and lose. I mean, what do you think was the main issue today?
The main issue, I don't think there was a main issue unless if the other team misses 2 penalties and you still lose within 5 penalties, that of course doesn't help. But I think in general, it was a game where we twice came 1-0 up, 1 goal up. And in my opinion, we controlled the game till the moment they scored the 2-2. And then all of a sudden, although we still had one big chance for Mo Salah, but we could have lost it in the end as well. But till that moment of the 2-1, I think there was every reason for me to expect that we would win this game. But after the 2-2, we were maybe lucky that we could go to penalties.
Palace have had a long wait to come to Wembley and win things, and now you've done it twice in 3 months. Was today in some ways a sign of where you've gone as a club and as a team, because you could have been blown away in the first 10 minutes, and yet the longer the game went on, the better you were?
I don't agree that we could have been blown away in the first 10 minutes. The first shot was the first goal, so but the reaction was great, and because you also first game playing Liverpool, first chance they score, or first shot they score. The reaction was great because then we played forward. We played most of the time in their half and scored the equaliser. And then without the chance, we are 2-1 down. And the reaction was great again. And at halftime we said, we stick to our plan, we keep calm. We know that we will get a few chances, and then it's okay, score from it. We know that we can score, and we will get the situations. Players did it, had the confidence, had the belief, and so I'm really pleased with the performance today. So I think after the 90 minutes, it was a game where both teams were more or less on the same level.
Is it something you've learned from today? It has been, even though you've not come away with the win, but you've learned something to go into the season with.
Yeah, but that's not something new. I think in the whole preseason we saw how that we are able to create more and we're more comfortable on the ball. We create more opportunities, chances. We dominate maybe even more. Last season we had a lot of ball possession, but that didn't always lead to promising situations. Now we are better in creating and getting promising situations than we were, in my opinion, throughout the whole last season. But the other side is also true that we've conceded 4 against Milan, 1 against the Japanese team, 2 against Bilbao, and again 2 today. And what made us really strong last season was we only won mostly by a margin of 1 goal, and that had mostly to do with us keeping a clean sheet or as a maximum conceding 1 goal. Today we scored twice against Palace last season. We were not able to do that once. We beat them 1-0 and we had a draw 1-1 at Anfield. So that's the positive. But conceding 2 against a good team, by the way, that has made it really difficult for everyone last season. And I'm expecting them this season again. A lot of balls passed into our last line, and a lot of crosses. For me, I felt that we didn't give away that many chances till they scored the 2-2. Then they were threatening us more.
The happiness that they showed was shared by your players, wasn't it? It says that sometimes these matches mean a lot more than you might think from the outside that they do.
Absolutely, and I showed the players a video before we went to Wembley about the happiness of the fans after winning the FA Cup, and we call it the emotional reward. Yeah, you standing here in front of the fans, having these emotions, this feeling, you can't buy with any money in the world. So you have to deserve it, and the players deserved it after the FA Cup, and the players deserved it today. Our fans deserved it in the same way because they are always supporting us from the beginning until the end. Even today, when we were down, they're always pushing the team forward, and there's a great connection. And at the end, we all were rewarded, and this is what then stays forever.
Hi, Arne. What was your message to the team at full time?
Before we took the penalties?
Yeah, before the penalties.
There was not a big message. It was just making sure that everybody was calm and not distracted. So to take their penalty, and it was quite clear which 5 were going to take it. So then it was only the following order that we had to decide. And that's what we did. And then it's, for the players to get their focus for the penalty, and that's what they did. It was quite clear from the first second who would take it. There was no distraction. But that didn't lead to us scoring all 5.
Hi Anna. The tribute to Diogo was sadly obviously cut short by a minority of Palace fans. Were you disappointed? Were you saddened by what happened there?
No, I'm a positive person, and if I look at the respect that has been paid to them both from everywhere around the world, this is what I have in my head, and then I think this must be. I don't think this was planned, or this was the idea of the fan that made some noise. Maybe he wasn't aware of the fact that it was the minute of silence. He was just still happy and tried to cheer for his team. And I think then the fans of Palace were trying to calm that person or those persons down. So I don't think he had a bad intention, the guy or people that made noise. Then they tried to calm him down, but that was a bit noisy as well. And then our fans reacted on, hey, what's happening here? So I don't think there's a bad intention to it, because the fans of Crystal Palace and everywhere around the world have paid huge respect to Diogo and Andre. And this was, I think, unlucky, or I can't find the right words, but I don't think there was a bad intention in it. And we will see Friday when Bournemouth come to our stadium how respectful that's going to happen, because then it's also 1.5 months ago, I think, 5 weeks ago. So that's why maybe this fan who was just so happy for them to be here in the Charity Shield that he forgot in a second.
Different issues, but how positive for you was that as well, that your players could put that completely to one side?
So now the goalkeeper or the cast?
Both, the goalkeeper and also...
Yes, Dean. We know that Dean is a great goalkeeper. He saved many, or he cleared many chances for us, supported us, and also there's also a lot of working behind. For example, the day before the meeting in the hotel with the analysts, with his goalkeeping coach, he went through all the penalty takers from Liverpool, and he's well prepared, and then he has the confidence, I think, that he can save the penalties. He showed it. But also on the other side, I'm really delighted that Justin Dei took the decisive penalty. 21-year-olds, and it was when we were talking about. We didn't talk before, never. Because you don't know who is on the pitch after a few subs, and it was clear then JP, Eberechi and Ismaila take the first three, then Borna is usually a good penalty taker, and then we were looking for the fifth one, and Justin said, I take the fifth one with a lot of confidence, and then I said, okay, it's you. And I think he showed it, and this is how we want to be. Yeah, take responsibility, never be scared or be worried or concerned that you can make a mistake, because this is football.
Arne, you obviously are creating more chances, like you say, but you've conceded more goals. So how do you get that balance? Because there was 4 debuts since playing today. There've been new signings made. So how do you strike that balance between attack and defence?
We've indeed replaced 4 players, and that sometimes you need some time either to adapt offensively, either to adapt defensively. But against Bilbao, we didn't concede one chance at all, maybe one, I don't know, but we've conceded 2 set pieces, which are also a big part of football, but that's not from open play. I don't feel we conceded that much today, but again, conceded 2 goals, because the first big chance they got, that resulted in the penalty. Maybe I forget a few chances, but it felt to me that in the 78th minute, that was their second big chance of the game. But in general, there were not many chances, because they went to a low block. We had a lot of ball possession. And but after the 2-2 they had. So it needs maybe a little bit of adjustment defensively at the moment, because we don't concede a lot of chances, but we do concede goals at the moment.
Hi, Oliver. You played Liverpool at the end of last season, and your squad is largely the same, whereas Liverpool's had lots of changes, both in and out. Did you make any drastic changes to your game plan, considering all of these new Liverpool players, particularly from an attacking point of view, or did you kind of largely stick with what you worked last season?
No, we always stick to our principles, and it was the same team playing. The same team started like in the FA Cup final. At Liverpool, we missed Mark Gay and Adam Wharton due to concussions. No, we know when we play as a team, when we stick to our principles and do it in the right way, we're always having the togetherness and the belief in us, then it's not so easy to play against us. We know that we're always able to score goals, and I think we showed it again. This is something that was created over months, and of course was at the end of the season was lifting the first trophy for us. This just underlined this process, and this is, I mentioned it in the press conference before the game. I said we started on a completely different level than the year before because the team stayed together, and this is always, it's consistency is always is one of the foundations of success. And hopefully we can keep the squad together.
Any others? Gentleman there, thank you.
Hi, Oliver. Obviously, winning today is the perfect way to start a season, really. How much confidence does this give you going into the Premier League season?
Not just the win. I think the performance gives us a lot of confidence, so we had confidence. We had a very good pre-season. We also could see that we are not on the top level. We didn't expect it. For example, Chris Richards is just in training for 2 weeks because he played the Gold Cup with the USA. A few other players, Dani Munoz is in training for 3 weeks. So we have still to build up resilience, physical resilience. So mentally the players were absolutely top today, but physically we have to improve for all the games that come up. And this is what we will do. And therefore you need a rhythm of games. You need training rhythm, not just for 2 or 3 weeks, really over weeks and months. And this is what we started. But of course, always winning something, being competitive against the champion gives you confidence. And this is what we will take from today's game.
Last question, please, Richard.
Hi, Arne. Just on Hugo Ekitike, what did you make of his performance as a whole, and what will a goal so early in his Liverpool career do for him?
I think it's always nice to score a goal, not only for him, also for Jeremy Frimpong, if you start your career at a new club. But it would have been even nicer to win a game of football, because I think that's more important than scoring a goal. But he had a good impact, but he's also an example of a player that came, I think, 1.5, 2 weeks ago in the end of our Asian tour. So for me, with only 3 or 4 days in between the Friday game, it wouldn't be smart to play him 90 minutes because there's not there. Of course, we have Federico, but he's not been with us with the Asian tour as well. So there's not a lot to replace him with. So if he gets an injury at this moment of time, that would be a big risk for the Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal game. So that's why I took him off. But he had a good game today, that's for sure.